Hey guys, it's Candy and welcome back to my channel. So I really have some fun Christmas videos that I want to post between now and Christmas, including a couple giveaways that I'm going to kind of intertwine with my next couple videos. But it felt really weird to me to have my last video be such like a emotional, kind of crazy, different than usual video, and then just pop on here and host a Christmas giveaway. So first, before we jump into the fun Christmas stuff, which I'll be posting starting in the next day or two, I just wanted to give you guys an update on the stuff that I posted about in my last video. And if you missed it, a quick recap would be, I was talking about some struggles we were having with YouTube, flagging some of our videos for being not advertiser friendly. A couple of our challenge videos were actually taken down. And then I was also talking about my dad being in the hospital. So this video is gonna be kind of an update to all of that. It's been, gosh, how long has it been? Has it been a couple of weeks? Time just flies in the month of December. It's crazy. As much as I dislike this time of year, like if you watch our vlogs, you know we have snow on the ground and it hasn't been real cold yet. I know colder weather's coming, but this is definitely not my favorite time of year, especially after Christmas. January, February, March to me are the most boring months out of the year. And I really have to work hard to not fall into that whole seasonal depression. Like it really bothers me where some days like I struggle to get out of bed. I'm too tired, I'm just sad and whatever. So actually YouTube probably helps me not fall into that slump, because I have to kind of remain focused on creating content every day. But yeah, so that's another whole conversation. How do I always get off on these tangents? So anyways, update with the YouTube. I probably should have watched my video before I recorded this to remember exactly where we left off. But basically, since my last video, not a lot has happened to our channel. Videos that we have that were removed. There were 3 of them. One of them I got back. The other 2 haven't been reviewed yet. And honestly, at the end of the day, and I probably might repeat myself on some things here, so sorry about that. But at the end of the day, I honestly wouldn't even care if the videos were gone. I just don't want the marks on my channel. So I'm still working with my YouTube manager. He said YouTube has so many videos and channels that they're reviewing right now that they probably just don't consider like my channel and my situation a priority, because there's just like a couple videos. So, and that's completely fine. Like it's not a big deal. What's more important is all the other videos on our channel and finding out in terms of YouTube's new, I don't want to call it policies because they haven't released an official policy yet, and I know that's coming after the first of the year. There will be an update, but based on like some things that other YouTube channels have been going through, based on channels that got demonetized completely, based on channels that had hundreds and hundreds of videos removed, like there's just a lot going on in the family area of YouTube channels. And what's crazy, and I am working on trying to get more information on this, and if I do, I'll either talk about it here on my channel or on our vlog channel, but I'm trying to find out if there's like an age limit on some of their policies, because technically our channel, yes, we are a family channel and we need to be presentable in terms of like, you know, we're not cussing or, you know, doing improper things, but at the same time, I don't have little kids. I have a house full of teenagers. Carly's 13. However, some of the videos on our channel that maybe YouTube, if they do think they're inappropriate, Carly was maybe 12 when we filmed the video. So I'm working with my YouTube manager right now to try to get the answers to those questions. And if you guys are interested, because I know a lot of you guys who watch our channel have channels yourself, whether big or small, we all have to follow the same rules. So, at the end of the day though, the whole thing that YouTube's trying to do, which I support 100%, is clean up kid content that kids are watching, whether it be on the YouTube Kids app or just them scrolling through videos on YouTube, watching funny challenges, you know, hopping from one family channel to the next. They want to make sure that we're all being appropriate. And the thing that they've been going after the most right now is what they would consider families that, or parents that are exploiting like negative situations of their children. And I'm just gonna make these up because I don't really have specific examples, and I don't want to like call out certain channels for like, oh, they did this and they did that. So I just make some stuff up. But like, let's say you are trying to potty train your kids and your son peed all over the floor, so you make him stand in timeout and he's standing in the corner crying. YouTube thinks that's not appropriate, because first of all, you're talking about a young child who's going through a sensitive issue, and you're essentially making him feel bad about himself and then putting it on YouTube. And that's probably like, I don't know if that'd be considered a mild case or a major case. I don't know where that falls into what YouTube's after. That's just an example of what I know they don't want to see on people's channels anymore. They don't want to see kids being grounded and crying, or having toys taken away and crying, or falling and getting hurt and, you know, there's blood and they're crying and you're holding them down while they're getting stitches. And like, basically other kids watching that type of content is traumatizing. So that's the kind of stuff that they're trying to do away with. On top of the fact, I've also heard through the grapevine that they're really cracking down on families using clickbait. That if for whatever reason your video gets flagged, so like if your video gets flagged by their computer system because maybe they think you're saying or doing something in your video, or you have a word in your description or a word in your video tags that they think might be inappropriate, and the video gets flagged, and then you request a manual review and you titled your video, so tired of the kids fighting, something like that, like I'm so tired of my kids fighting, and then they review your video and the majority of the video is your son at wrestling practice, your daughter doing her homework, and out of a 12-minute video, there's 30 seconds of them fighting. I don't know what they're gonna do with your video. I really am not clear on the process, but they're going to consider that like against their policies, because you basically took 30 seconds out of the video, the 30 seconds that you think is the most dramatic, and titled your video with that title, slapped it up on YouTube, and you're using that 30 seconds just for what they call clickbait, for trying to get people to come to your video for that 30 seconds. So again, does that fall into the guidelines of just young children, or does that follow suit for channels with teenagers as well? That's something, like I said, I'm still trying to find out. So what else are they cracking down on? I hear some channels are being hit if kids are in bathing suits and they're, you know, being filmed where a lot of their skin is maybe shown inappropriately. You're zoomed in close onto their bodies and showing their stomachs, and kids without shirts and stuff like that. Like, to me, that is a really big deal, because we have a pool, we have a pond. Our kids are filmed in their bathing suits all the time. So I think I'm just gonna be extra careful about not zooming in close on their bodies, doing anything that I would feel uncomfortable about, which honestly I've already always kind of had in the back of my mind, especially with Carly, just because it is kind of creepy not knowing who's watching our videos and why they're watching them. Why are they watching my daughter in her bathing suit? Like, I've always kind of kept that in mind anyways. But that's one other thing that they've been cracking down on. And let me think what else. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but I think the main points are basically like parents capitalizing on their child's like pain or emotional discomfort, or just anything that would maybe make your child embarrassed. Like, they're kind of out there to protect our kids, who sometimes don't even have a choice if their parents are shoving a camera in their face and then putting it up on YouTube. Like, just, I always try to think of, like, imagine 10 years from now, if these videos are still up on YouTube, how are my kids gonna feel? And I always take into consideration as well that I never know who's watching. I don't ever talk poorly about any of the kids' friends either, because you know how kids are. One day they're friends with someone, the next day they're not. Like, I never know when I'm gonna have to interact with the parents, all that. So I definitely keep, like, any of the kids, like, drama from school, sports, whatever, because I could tell you some stories. Let me tell you, we live in a very small town where there's plenty of drama, but I'm just not gonna put that kind of stuff in a video, because you never know who's watching, and you don't want to make it worse for your kids just because of the fact that you chose this life to share your life on YouTube. So anyway, so that's the update with that. You guys will have to let me know if you have any further questions. I enjoy talking about this topic. However, I'm very probably limited on my knowledge. I can only share what I learned from talking with other YouTubers and any of the information that I get from my YouTube manager. He's always been a lot of help and very responsive to me, and I've always appreciated that. And I know in my last video, there were some comments about, you know, oh, so you're definitely in it just for the money, and they completely, like, must have not watched my video, because I explained why I was so upset. I wasn't even just upset about what was happening to my own videos. I was even more upset about what were happening to other people's YouTube channels, that it was affecting their overall income as a whole. Like, to have your whole entire channel monetization turned off is extreme. So it was an emotional day, and it wasn't just about myself personally. So, and then the second topic, the update on my dad. He is back home. He's out of the hospital. He was in the hospital, let's see, 5 or 6 days. And since he's been home, at first when he got home, he was just kind of doing so-so. When I would talk to him, there were moments where it seemed like he still seemed confused. And it's really weird. I feel like there's this, like, thing about, you go in the hospital, and I don't know if it's the medications that they put you on, you got this IV pumping into your body. It seems like every time he goes in the hospital, he gets so confused about stuff. And maybe it's just because you lose your sense of, like, what time it is, and it's the weirdest thing. But it probably took a good 2 to 3 days of him being home from the hospital, that then when I talked to him, you know, after talking to him, like, every day, then finally it was like, okay, like, my dad's back. Like, I could have a normal conversation with him. He could complete a sentence without being confused about what we were talking about. And he definitely had a more positive attitude. I think that's been probably the biggest struggle of all, is my dad can be very, very, very stubborn, and he doesn't like to be in the hospital. It doesn't matter what's wrong with him and how much he knows and realizes he needs to be in the hospital, he still will, like, fight it 100% and just want to come home. And it's like, you have to convince them, you know, stay in there, get your medication, let them run the tests that they need to, and that whole process. It's just really, it's really stressful on my mom, and then it's stressful on me, which then it's stressful on my whole family. And yeah, I'm just glad he's back home and doing much better, and hopefully with some new medications and stuff. And he is supposed to start some therapy and be up, moving around and up on his feet more often throughout the day. Hopefully things will move in a more positive direction, so he doesn't end up back in the hospital again. And it's crazy that last time this happened, it was right around the holidays, and he went in the hospital, like, right after Christmas, and now it's like here a year later. I don't know if it's like winter time. See, I told you I hate winter. But I don't know if it's winter time, and just because, you know, you kind of just get sluggish and you're sitting around a lot, or what. I don't know what the deal is. But anyways, yeah, I'm just glad he's back home. So those are the updates with both of those situations. Thanks, guys, for all of your comments on my last video. I really, really appreciated it. It was crazy. I had posted the video, and we were at Kalahari Water Park, and the kids were in a really long line for one of the slides, and I actually had my phone with me. and because I had to take some pictures for social media and stuff because we were doing a brand deal with Kalahari. And I was scrolling through my phone and I was like, oh, I posted that video today on my channel. I should read some of the comments. And I was going through the comments and I was sitting there at the table with Ken, and all of a sudden he looks over to me. He's like, are you crying? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, don't talk to me about it. Because I'm one of those people that like, I can hold back tears just fine until somebody says, oh, what's wrong? And then forget it. You know what I mean? So I was like, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. And he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing's wrong. I'm like, these people are just being so nice in my video comments. Like, it just really touched my heart for so many of you to be so like, it's like so many of you are part of our family and you care about the things that we're going through, whether they're big or small, and I just appreciate it. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel. You're following me on Instagram, Our Family Nest, Twitter is Our Family Nest, and Snapchat's Our Family Nest 6. I'm like a Snapchatter who posts like a couple times a week other than sharing our videos. Like, I'll have a day where I like post 10 times on Snapchat and then I like won't post for 4 days. So anyways, I literally feel like I could just talk to the camera for an hour chatting with you guys. I could talk about so many things, but I know you probably want to do a little something more on YouTube than just listen to me talk. So I will see you guys in my next video. Make it a great day. Bye.